The MVP race is very interesting this year, and it's going to be very competitive. Obviously, with Carson Wentz being down and him being my vote for MVP, I'm definitely going to have to pick some other guys on this list. And for this video, I'm going to be arguing why Antonio Brown is going to be the MVP. Now, I do think with Wentz's injury, I would probably pick Russell Wilson for MVP, but I'm just going to make a video why I'm going to argue Antonio Brown for MVP. And the reason why I think Wilson's going to win is simply because his offensive line play has been bad this year. His running back play has been bad this year. And there's been injuries on defense. And he's looked like he's probably going to have his best statistical year. So when you put this all in perspective, I definitely think that Russell Wilson's going to win it. But for this video, I'm going to bring up some arguments for Antonio Brown to be the MVP. Now, when it comes to Antonio Brown, I absolutely love his style of a play. And when it comes to it, he might not be the most physically gifted guy in the world. He was a 6th-round pick, I believe. And he only really runs a 4.5 for a guy that's 5'11". And he definitely looks a lot faster than a guy that runs a 4.5. He looks like he can run like a 4.4 or a 4.3 at times. Heck, maybe it's like past the 40-yard mark or past the 30-yard mark, he runs like a 4.3, like some 4.3 guys out there. And some guys are like that. They just accelerate slower. And Antonio Brown, he's pretty quick too himself. So when I look at Antonio Brown, I absolutely love his route running ability. He's an artist out there when it comes to his route running. He's definitely has some good hands here and there. And he definitely made a clutch catch against the Green Bay Packers. And sure, maybe the Packers definitely played a very, very good game against the Steelers and all of that. But Antonio Brown, after dropping a sideline pass that it was kind of one-handed, but he dropped it. He rebounds the next drive, and he gets a nice some of that toe drag swag, like some of you people like to say out there. I think the term's stupid, but hey, it was a great catch and all that. And when it comes to it, might not be the most physically gifted guy. He might be known as a little bit of a diva, but he's extremely valuable to the Steelers. And I think Ronnie Harrison made a really good point that when it comes to the Steelers and all of this, because a lot of people are like, oh, you got a game plan against Le'Veon Bell. You got a game plan against Le'Veon Bell. And maybe that's because Le'Veon Bell has such a unique running style and whatnot. But when it comes to Ronnie Harrison, he's like, no, you got a game plan against Antonio Brown. And that's what you absolutely have to do. You got to know how to shut down Antonio Brown. I mean, shutting him down is a very, very hard task to do. And I really don't expect really many corners in this league to shut him down. And he's gone up against good corners and done well. I mean, he lit up Chris Harris in 2015, and that's a very good quarterback right there. And it was against the Broncos defense, which we all know in 2015 they were at the #1 rank. And when it comes to this and all that, I look at Brown, and he might be a diva. There was that thing with the Facebook Live. Ryan Clark might call him out, and that's definitely some criticism of why I don't think he's the best wide receiver in the league. I personally think Julio Jones is the best wide receiver in the league. Talent-wise, personality-wise, I saw him do a little bit more clutch things here and there than Antonio Brown. Not saying Brown isn't clutch, but I've seen Jones doing more about that. But it's not about who's the best player here at their position. It's about who's the most valuable at their position. And I think Antonio Brown is very valuable to the Steelers just because Ben Roethlisberger gets hurt, Le'Veon Bell gets hurt, and who's the next guy to really get touchdowns here and there? I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster definitely shows that he has something there. He definitely has something. But when he looks at Antonio Brown, though, the guy's really special. He's a really, really good talent and whatnot. And when it comes to it and all, a lot of people, he's very shifty. He's sneaky fast. I think when you look at that talent, he has real good hands. It's a lot of things, a lot of these things that might not show up at the combine, but he really delivers kind of these other things to develop for talent and whatnot. And there's not too many wide receivers in the league who get a ton of receptions and a ton of touchdowns and still get a lot of yards per catch. I mean, that's the whole thing. You're talking about kind of a complete game right here. That it's basically you throw it to Antonio Brown. And I've heard some criticisms about Antonio Brown that some people would say, well, if you throw it to him 13 targets a game, of course he's going to catch a ball. However, though, when he throws 13 targets, he actually might catch all 13 targets. Now, I know some corners do get his number here and there and all that, but he will go 13 for 13 right there. And a lot of people don't talk about a stat with a wide receiver, surprisingly enough. That's definitely a stat that's quite interesting. It's about how many targets you get with how many catches and what percentage you get. And for Antonio Brown, he can be sometimes be near perfect at times. And that's why I think Antonio Brown's a special player. I think he can have some clutches here or there. I haven't really seen it throughout the playoffs and whatnot, and I don't think he chokes at all, but I've seen him make some big crucial catches in some crucial games, especially in the regular season. Playoffs might be a different story, but I never really seen him choke, you could so say. And obviously with that, even though I don't think he's the best wide receiver in the league, Antonio Brown is still an awesome wide receiver to watch. And not only that, he's so valuable to the Steelers because who's the future for the Steelers right now? Big Ben? He was just rumoring retirement last year. He said at the beginning here that he was sucking, that he's not the same anymore. To be honest, I think Antonio Brown's the future for the Steelers, and that's the reason why I think that he could potentially win the MVP. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Sorry I haven't made a video, guys, in a while. My last video was on why Hugh Jackson sucks, and it's actually kind of funny. I got some backlash on it, which I'm really surprised about. But hey, I guess some people just think Hugh Jackson's a good coach. I don't. I'm a normal person. If you're a normal person, you should click on that video. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.